Hey guys, Foxdrop here with another replay commentary. This is a game we're looking back on that I played previously on my main account, so Diamond Elo. And this game we're playing as Gragas Jungle. Now Gragas Jungle, let me just quickly fix this thing here. Gragas Jungle, in my opinion, is probably one of the best jungles around right now. In my opinion, I think that Gragas is top 2 alongside Sejuani. Now, which one you prefer as, who's first, who's second? Personally, I think Sejuani is better than Gragas, but Gragas offers a lot more in the early game department, so if that's what you value, then you could argue Gragas is even better. But yeah, he's really, really strong right now, in my opinion, guys, and this is just a gameplay I wanted to show of him. Now, again, let me change the view there. This is kind of like doing something a bit new here with the webcam again, guys, so let me know what you think about it. Just some people didn't really prefer the replays to the live ones, so as a bit of a conversation, maybe be a bit more interesting to look at if you can see, a face to look at as well. But still, let me know what you think. So Gragas runes and masteries, guys. I like to take pretty standard tank runes. I go attack speed reds, armor yellows, and then I go AP blues and Quints. You can go for like armor Quints if you want to, or something like that. But it gives me a lot of damage in the early game, which is what I like. Mastery is 2190. I like 2190 on pretty much everyone nowadays. It just, helps me with clearing, gives me some damage and stuff. So I'm starting my red buff here, and I'm not really sure why I'm doing this. Probably shouldn't be saying that, but essentially there's a reason why I'm doing this, and I think it's because I'm going to go invade. That would be what this points to, an invade here, which is exactly what I'm going to go do. Okay, good. So I'm playing against an Eve. Often Evelyn gets very low in her first clear, and I'm aware of that, which is why I'm going to try and punish her here. So I'm going to wait around because I'm already too late to stop her from doing her blue buff. And I'm going to wait till I think she's doing the walls, and I'm going to go around, and I'm going to try and catch her here. Now going around this way, just in case she's positioned herself in such a way that it's better. I missed my belly slam, but it doesn't matter because, all I'm going to get out of her is a flash anyway. And I'm just going to take away her walls and set her a little bit behind. Try to see whether or not she's being lazy here on the recall. And if not, then just get out of here and go for actually a cheeky level 2 gank. Now chances of this being successful are kind of low, but still, I get a flash out of him, we get the heal. Not bad at all. Now Gragas, obviously isn't really someone you think about with level 2 ganks, not someone you associate with, but he's not bad early by any means, of course. And usually you want to get level 3 first, but still, this is more opportunist play, where I saw, Eve as a champion clears very, she gets very low when she's clearing. So I thought it would be a good idea to go and invade her, and as you saw what unfolded, so that wasn't too bad at the start for us. I killed those golems there, guys, because I wanted enough gold for my smite upgrade. I've gone for Ranger's Trailblazer this game. You can do like Skirmisher Saber if you want to go hard on the back line. Stalker's Blade if you want to do that. Don't really recommend Stalker's Blade though, but whatever it is, it's kind of up to you. Eve was smart though. She saw when I went for that level 2 gank bot lane that she went straight into my blue buff to take that away. Now Eve is someone who gets low on health, but not necessarily someone who clears very slowly. There's a bit of an overlap there, because obviously the faster you clear, less damage you take. But that was a good play by Eve there to see that on bot lane, I was bot lane for a while. It will be safe for her to invade me, which she did. She got my blue, so props to her for that. So I'm looking to do a gank here. Jax is fairly easy to gank for, and Swain, he was fairly pushed out. Lots of minions, however, we had a lot of damage here, where I was thinking, we can just burst him down. It doesn't really matter too much about the minions. So I pressure Swain to get his flash. Although, he did die. Like, Jax has already killed Swain, so interesting how his flash was still up. I probably at the time didn't expect that. It surprises me even now. But at this point, just keep clearing. Don't want to waste too much time ganking and too much, applying too much pressure without, any fruit. So what I'm going to do here is just look for, more times to invade. Now I'm invading because I still feel stronger than Eve, and because I know my mid lane is doing a lot better than Malzahar, which means that if push comes to shove, Ari can help me better than Mouse can help Eve. And again, though, this positioning here, I see that Swain is pretty far pushed out. Now he doesn't have his flash, which means he's a pretty sitting duck here. So we kill him. I'm just going to waddle away like a true fat man and keep clearing. And kill the Gromp here. And now I'm going to recall because I must have a certain amount of gold to actually do stuff with. I'm going to guess boots and a ruby crystal and a pink ward as well. Obviously pink wards versus Eve to help spot her out. I'm going to go back to my second rotation. Getting level 6 off your actual second rotation or around your second jungle rotation, you know, when your buffs respawn and stuff. That's kind of the goal you want to hit. Now I'm a bit under that, but I've been applying a lot of pressure. I blew summoners in the bot lane. I ganked twice top lane, got a kill and summoners there. So, and I blew E's flash, so you know I'm obviously a bit ahead of the curve here. I'm just standing here to protect this Ahri here as well. She kills out this ward. Because you know if Eve tried to collapse or something, then yeah, that would be bad for us, bad for her. So that's why I'm there. But still, at this level 6, I'm probably wasting a little bit of time for, like looking for the perfect opportunity to do something. But you know, obviously with this Scuttle Crab around as well, I can't really show my face without them knowing. So I'm gonna look for an opportunity here, but Eva's already around, which is kind of a, you know, this is honestly just a waste of time. Like I'm not really gonna get anything out of this. I know Eve's here too, so kind of just dumb. If this Leonie dies, it's pretty much all on me, which she does, so that's my bad. And I didn't even get a good ult off onto Cogmore because he just walked backwards. I tried to like catch him at the edge of my ulti to blow him really far back, but I mean, I don't know. I shouldn't have, like, it was bad position with the barrel. It was a bad idea to go in. I knew Eve was around. I thought we'd be able to burst like the Cogmore or something, even though Eve was there. I don't know. That was just like silly decision making, really. So yeah, that was just my bad. But it's right. I'm going to keep moving on. I'm going to go back to my topside jungle here, or at least I'm thinking I am. Looks like I'm going to go over to the Gromp first. I'm probably doing this first because yeah, I just smited the Gromp and I want the Gromp smite bonus to give me that Thorns effect, which is always great on these tanks who have a lot of health. It's not so good in the early game, but it's better to start the Gromp and smite that and then go and kill blue buff, just because that's a better use of your clear faster with the Gromp buff. So I was going to try and help get this kill on a Malzahar here, but Ahri's being selfish and not letting me play with him. But this does open up a good opportunity to try and take away the dragon here, though. Obviously, with their mid laner dead, this makes it a very favourable play for us. I would like to try and take the Scuttle Crab first, because you know if ever you're fighting, then the Scuttle Crab buff is very good for that. But to be honest, we're probably not going to fight at all, and we have a small window of opportunity where we can actually just take this before Malzahar comes back. So let's just rush it down, kill the dragon. Gragas is pretty good at killing drag because his Q does a fair amount of damage because you can charge it up on the drag, and your W as well just stomps things because of the percentage health damage. So he's fairly good at taking away dragon. So yeah, he no problems there. Now my ult is actually up, which means I should probably be looking for something to do. Maybe I should have actually gone bot lane there, I'm not sure, but I did try and go there and there was nothing there, so I guess I just gave up and recalled. But I finished my Cinderhulk now. Makes me faster at clearing, you know, just all that lovely Cinderhulk benefits. And this is not a neighborhood that Malzahar wanted to face check into, but it probably might mean I'm gonna die. Yes. There's a tiny bit of miscommunication there, to the extent where I knocked Malzahar back into us, which I think was, you know, obviously it's the right thing to do. But Ahri engaged where before the Malz jumped back, so she went kind of forward and then had to come back, and obviously then missed the charm. So, you know, that's just a bit of kind of, you know, just when people aren't really on the same page in solo queue, it's to be expected. But that kill is definitely worth it. Ahri getting a kill means she can snowball. I love giving kills to Ahris because they roam, they assassinate. Just yeah, it's all good. Plus we got the assist kill as well, and we are able to deny CS from Malzahar. So all in all, a perfectly fine kill for us. Although of course, you always ask yourself, you know, could I have done it better? Could I have done more? Now this Jax is steamrolling pretty hard in the top lane, but it's also interesting when I look top lane to see him. He tends to be getting bullied a little bit, and I did give this guy a lot of help early. So even though he got that early kill onto Swain, it still looks like he's having a bit of trouble, or he was having a bit of trouble. And you know, when I helped him twice, that also really helped him as well. So this guy's snowballing, but you know, I've given him tools to snowball as well, which is good as well. It's great when you're jungling and you kind of see your work paid off. You know, not all me, but still, it's a bit of a pat on the back, I guess. So you can see I'm actually trying pretty hard to make plays here, to do things like to ult people and that. But it's not really working out too well. I think maybe I should have spent more time in this bot lane. Like Eve has spent a lot of time in this bot lane. Maybe I should have, because they've got a Pantheon on their team, which There's two reasons why that would be an easy lane for me to gank. Firstly, because Pantheon, usually if you pick a Pantheon support, it indicates that you're going for some very aggressive plays, which means aggressive plays can be countered by showing a face. And in addition to that, Pantheon, if he does go aggressive, has one switch, which is go. So if he goes in on stuff, then he's gonna dedicate to it, and it's gonna be easy to catch him. So again, this is another situation where I've initiated a fight, and Eve's been around to counter it, and I'm not sure whether or not that was good for us, good for me. But at the same time, even by doing this, we're still taking up Eve's time. We're I don't want to say distracting her, but if we're applying pressure here, I mean, she's got a pretty bloody leaky top lane, which she hasn't gone to once. And that kind of is the difference in this game right now. If you look at bot lane, their bot lane is 5-0-1, our top lane is 5-0-0. And their top lane has, the CS difference between their Cogmore and our Graves is, pretty big. Bigger than Jax to Swain. So that's kind of the story of two lanes, really, in the sense that I've applied a lot of pressure top lane, E's applied a lot of pressure bot lane. So, it's kind of funny how that works out, and it also isn't just like, if we were to, win or lose this game, it's not like, oh, you only won because Jax was fed, or oh, you only lost because Cogmore was fed. It's, there's two angles to this game, which makes it fun, makes it interesting. And that's also why I'm showing my face bot lane a little bit, because if there's place to be made around there, then Cogmore is not a very mobile champion, and with Gragas' kit, he can easily, displace him and cause him a lot of pain. But looking at my item build as well, I went for a Spectre's Cow. Excuse me here. I mean, we've got a Malzahar, Swain, Eve, although is probably going to go like tanky AD build. Although actually she went for mages first, so yeah, she's going to have a lot of magic damage too, and Cogmore a lot of magic damage. So this MR build is going to give me a lot of benefit here. So Cogmore is more of like a hybrid champion as well. So now this Jax is pretty bloody screwed in the top lane. Like I said, I was actually going there to try and counter something, but then when 3 people showed up, there's nothing I could do. Maybe I should have just I don't know, like I tried to do something and then didn't really think that Pantheon would be here as well, and it just kind of ended up really, really ugly. So I had to back away. I had the best intentions, but it wasn't really enough. Now this is a play here which is a bit too overextending by them. Just using a lot of stuff for the support, which they did for Leona there, including the Malzahar ult. No, I tried to ult both of them away, and I'm pretty sure I just missed Malzahar then, but I still ulted Pantheon away and Ari-chan Malzahar. So that's also one of the reasons why Malzahar is quite risky to play, because in order to do your full damage, you have to put yourself in a very vulnerable situation, or you're standing there channeling your ulti. So it's kind of risky, but in that sense, it worked out in our favour. I was holding on to this pink ward for a little while, and I'm using it now to secure the dragon. Gonna get that in get out. I'm doing kind of well at the beginning of this game. I bought my lucidity boots as well. Now this is something which I don't honestly see that much people rushing these lucidity boots early, but I like to do, because with my runes and masteries, this easily puts me halfway to the cap. So 20% CDR is great on Gragas. It allows you to jump around all the time, disrupt people, do a lot of damage. I use your ult a lot. I think that Gragas' damage is highly influenced, or his utility is highly influenced by his CDR, kind of more than other champions, because I think that, for example, with his W specifically, the damage your W does is more heavily influenced by how tanky or how much health the other person has, because there's percentage health damage, more than your damage. So, just the more you can cast it, the more you start destroying these tanks, and obviously the more you can use your ulti, the better that is, and the more you can belly flop around. I'm in love with CDR and Gragas, to be honest, which is why I like rushing these boots. And again, this ward here, this is really how you ward versus Evelynn, is you ward the camps. You don't bother warding, jungle paths or anything like that, like you would normal champions, because it doesn't matter. Like, you're not going to see her doing these jungle paths. You're going to see her killing these jungle monsters. So that's why you got to ward the actual camps themselves. So I'm just running a little bit of interference in this mid lane, you know, stomping wards, keeping this pushed out while Ari roams down bot lane. She's kind of doing the role of the jungler right now, and I'm just like the stay-at-home mid laner. So that's what I'm doing instead. Smiting away the chickens there because I'm a bit of a knobhead. And now I'm going to try and... Oh goodness, something's happening here. Let me rewind that. Sorry about that. I'm kind of baiting my pink ward here because I know they want it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm baiting classic pink ward bait here. I see Pantheon wants it, so this is my time to shine. We've got enough of a presence in the mid lane to collapse onto this. Now I don't know who's around on their team, so I E-flash, which kind of block, you know, to catch him. But I'm not the only one in this party here. There's 3 people here. So as soon as I see Kog'Maw, what I'm doing here is I'm just ulting to like split them basically. And you know, there's different ways to use your Gragas ult, and that's one of them in this, as you're seeing in this fight. But they focus onto me pretty hard here. And obviously I die pretty easily. But having said that, I'm still, you know, basically I'm trading kills. I trade me for their Malzahar. I'm okay with that. I think that's worth. And then of course, you know, Kog'Maw gets put in a position where he can't survive. And this is what happens when we're fighting the top side of the jungle, and our top lane can then rotate and win us the fight, as opposed to their top lane not being able to do too much, which is Swain. If we were fighting around here, for example, and it was the same situation, we'd probably lose the fight because, say, you know, the top bot laners were still kind of laning, their bot lane would be able to rotate and ours wouldn't. So because we picked a fight in an area where we have an advantage, excuse me, my voice is going, this is like the 3rd commentary in a row I'm doing now. Because we're fighting in an area we have the advantage, we managed to get the rotation from Jax to come and help us. So I'm just going to fast forward here, and really aggressive plays trying to pick off this Eve. They're going to get her. No, Leona's going to die. Gragas is going to die as well. Pretty dumb dive, honestly. We lose 2 people for nothing there. But, I don't know. Solo queue, right? I mean, why would you play solo queue if you're not going to go balls to the wall? So I'm just going to keep clearing a little bit here. There's no real point me, you know, we've got 2 people dead, 1 person in spawn. Not real much point me trying to make a play because I'm all on my own essentially, all by myself. So I'm just going to keep clearing and stuff. Saving the blue buff for the Ari here because of course I don't, you know, I like it, but at this stage of the game, yes, Ari, you can take it, which is the one who's going to be carrying. I finished my Spirit Visage as well. CDR is good, and also the regen passive for my passive is good. I want to fight this, but I'm being pinged back from my team, so I'm a little bit afraid. But instead I kind of feign the engage. I fake it, make him think I'm going to engage when I actually don't, and it means that Malzahar blows his flash thinking he's going to get caught out of position. And that's what happens when you're playing a champion who doesn't have a lot of mobility. You know, in any situation, they think they're going to get caught out and they think they're going to die, so they flash. That was a pretty cool kill. I like that one. In fact, you know what? That kill deserves a bit of a kill cam, don't you think? Here comes Kog'Maw. He's getting caught out of position. Here he is. Here it comes. Special delivery, boys. Bonk. There it is. Beautiful stuff. Alright. So, you know, we're fighting Eve here as well. Let's see how that turns out. Eve is very tanky, mind you, so she's hard to catch, especially when she ults loads of people and gets that huge shield. Very tanky. Now, Dragon's about to respawn, if I remember correctly. Yes. Dragon is very close to respawning. Ori dies, though, which is bad. No, Ori is like our main carry, so having her dead is bad, but thankfully, you know, they're not in any position to contest this, so we get this drag for free. Now, I'm going for a Righteous Glory next, which I, honestly, I'm still kind of playing around with Righteous Glory on Gragas. I think in team games it's very good, so you see a lot in the LCS, but in solo queue, I don't know. Unless you're playing someone who can actually hard initiate themselves, and on Gragas it's a bit hard to do that. So if you're playing someone like Maokai, for example, you know, Righteous Glory is great, but you know, I'm still trying to get used to this item on him. I guess it's kind of like a preference thing. I mean, the mana itself is always good though from the Righteous Glory, and the stats it gives you is cool as well, because I mean, it just helps you. But Am I going to 1v1 though? I'm attempting to 1v1 Kog'Maw here. And there we go. The 6-2 Kog'Maw is fed out of his nutsack. Gets 1v1 by the fatman, who then does a celebratory dance afterwards. I mean, that kind of just shows you the strengths of tanks really nowadays. I mean, was I even a level? Yeah, I was a level ahead of him though, so that helps. But you catch him. He even had an active with a Blade Ruin King, and I could still 1v1 him. Like, you play it right, you're pretty bloody strong. So 1v1 in the Kog'Maw there, that's always, you know, a bit disheartening for him, but I'll take it. And now we don't have our Leona though, which is you know, this happens though in games when people are AFK or DC. You kind of have to just play passive until they come back. So we're not going to try and make too many plays. Instead, we're just going to do like play it slow, ward up a little bit. You know, not do too much. Which is what, you know, she wasn't gone very long, but she DC'd. You know, if we tried to fight in that time, we'd be screwed. So we don't fight. We just do some very simple stuff, and you know, it's all good. Now, I guess we're looking for some. You know, it's kind of hard to say what we're looking for right now. Our team is very good at like hard initiating, but you know, it's not like Jax is, you know, hit a power spike. He's never gonna, you know, he's gonna fall off later on. That's not really what Jax does. So, you know, we don't need to rush these fights necessarily. We're not a bad late game team. So, you know, it's all kind of what we can get our hands on, I think. But a team, like I said, is very good at initiating. It's probably something we want to do. Now, honestly, in this position right here, looking at this in hindsight, I'm thinking, you know what, this is a good time to initiate, because, you know, I just jump out here, I ult Kog'Maw into my team, they catch him, he dies. So, I don't know what's actually going to happen, but that's what I would like to have happen here. Oh my goodness. That's exactly what does happen. So, because I managed to sneak into the side there, I managed to get that good initiate off, although Jax then goes really, really deep himself, and sadly that cost him his life. So really we've just traded Jax for Swain, which is not a good trade for us, because obviously Jax is so much stronger than Swain. Having said that, there's still a lot of threats left on our team, so I tank out as much damage as I can, though I still get pretty low, so I have to back out, but the rest of my team is able to follow through. Though this right now, switch to Kog'Maw, like, I don't know, this is a time we should just be fighting Kog'Maw here, but, you know, he's not, you know, he's easy to kill. I mean, there's no real reason to not go for him, but whatever, we kill Eve, so it's fine. Although the space aids take down Graves there as well, so that's unfortunate, and we miss skill shots into Mouse to kill him. So I'm just going to recall though, you know, there's no real point in me staying, nothing happening here, just going to get out of here. Now that's how you can initiate on Gragas, you know, like I was saying before with Righteous Glory, it's not very, you know, Gragas isn't a hard initiate champion, doesn't mean he can't initiate of course, but you'll see. If I remember correctly, I don't really use my Righteous Glory that well this game, but I'll try and pick out opportunities where I could use it well. So, Dragon is going to be spawning in like 1 minute. Now, when objectives coming up like a minute before they come up, you kind of want to prepare for them. And the way you do that, obviously, the best way to do that is to stomp. It's to control vision. So stomping wards, planting your own wards, your own deep wards, so you can see them come in. If you're the one taking it, that is. And also getting the Scuttle Crab. Scuttle Crab is something which is kind of underappreciated when it comes to securing objectives. Because fighting when you have the Scuttle Crab buff actually makes your fights a lot better because you're fast, you know, with the speed shrine. And the vision itself, you know, I mean, it's the vision you really just want to take so the enemy team can't take it. Because then it just gives them loads of vision on you if you're the one doing Dragon. So yeah, you want to secure, you want to kind of, it's all about the vision. So we get the Scuttle Crab here. The vision. I'm just going to pause and, you know, that's like the 3-point checklist really is the vision control. Denying their wards, planting your own wards and getting the Scuttle Crab. So getting the Scuttle Crab, check, we've got that. Planting our own wards, I mean, we've got one here, which means we can see them come in. We've got some up here, which means we can see them coming from here. So, and you know, we've also got one here. So basically, the enemy team can't get into us without us knowing. So, our vision, check. And this is another, you know, we're stomping wards here. We also played the stomp game elsewhere. So we kind of stomped, although it's always a bit hard to tell what you have and haven't stomped, obviously, because you can't see where the wards are. So this has been a perfect setup for the Dragon here. So all that's left really is for them to face check into us. It's pretty much, as far as the setup goes, a perfect situation for us. So Ahri, unfortunately though, Ahri blows her ult a little bit too early. Like, this was not a good time for her to use her ult, because she kind of got spooked, which means she's not gonna be able to use it to full effectiveness here. A Pantheon jumps into the middle of us, which usually is a fairly good Pantheon engage, but he's all by himself. So a bit risky, but again, actually not that bad of an initiate, to be perfectly honest. But it does force us to kind of split a little bit, and we don't want to be fighting in the dragon pit, because if we're all close together, it's going to be really hard for us to win the fight. Swain will AoE us down, Eve will get a huge ultimate off, and we won't be able to get through their team into Cogmore. So we kind of want to break off this a little bit, which is what we do. But we land a really good charm onto Swain, and Graves does actually a really smart ult where he just initiates with it because he sees a good time to do so. I put my ulti here to kind of just split the team up a little bit, but again I don't hit Cogmore, but I do manage to get Swain into the middle of us. Malzahar uses his ult on Leona here, which is obviously not a great ult target for Leona. But this is in my opinion, this is just the worst thing about this fight was that we're all fighting here and Jax is just taking dragon. Why? I didn't even realize this was happening, and so I'm not even there to secure the smite. So we lose the dragon, and now Jax decides it's a good time to go fight, which he should have done ages ago when we were actually all fighting. He still kills Cogmore, which honestly is his role done, but it means that this fight is now disjointed. We probably could have killed more people, and we could have easily secured the dragon if we just turn and fight and then go take dragon afterwards. This is something though not to hate on Jax too much, because obviously it is, in my opinion, a misplay, but it's also miscommunication in the sense where people have different goals or different things they want to achieve, so to speak, in the game, in the sense that from this fight, what I and the rest of the team want to achieve was to pit off and fight. Jax just wanted to get the dragon down first, to secure the dragon and then go and fight. And we all should have been sticking on the dragon to secure it first, or all peeling off and fighting. You need to just do things together as a team. It doesn't really matter what you do necessarily. There's obviously better and worse choices to make, but the important thing isn't necessarily the choices you make. It's kind of that you do them together. So sometimes obviously you don't want to follow someone with a really dumb decision and that's just going to get you all killed, but in that instance anyway, it's better to follow together. So I'm going to start building out some armor now. Not only is that going to help me a little bit versus the Cogmore specifically, and a little bit versus the Pantheon, but mostly I'm thinking this is for tower diving as well. It's kind of underrated element of buying armor. You're able to tank up towers for years. So that's why I bought this armor here. I'm also getting my arse handed to me a little bit by Baron. But this is a really good positioning for a fight here though, because they're just really split. There's not really too much to analyze here. We're coming in hard onto them, and they're split. Although having said that, we're not exactly all in position either, so we need to be a bit careful. So we're kind of going deep onto Swain here, but he does have Zonyas on his Swain, so he's fairly tanky. Pantheon sees a good opportunity to jump into the back line, but to be honest, support Pantheon is not really going to be able to do anything, so he's just running. This is why Pantheon is a very one-dimensional support, because if you can't one-shot someone and do loads of damage to them, then there really is no merit to playing him, as you saw there. And of course you're seeing here as well, Jax just jumps into their backline and just destroys everyone by himself anyway, so that's all good. So yeah, this is kind of what Jax does. He just owns everyone in the backline. As long as he doesn't get focused down and heavy CC'd, he's really, really powerful. So that was a good fight for us. That actually, that was kind of a benefit, honestly, of Ahri and Jax being in the top lane being a bit split there, because the enemy team wasn't looking at them at all when they kind of came in late when the enemy team was out of position, and when the enemy team was positioned to fight us and then had to fight from another front, and they got caught off guard. So because of that fight, we then decided to go take Baron. Now some of you may be asking why we're taking Baron or not pushing. I mean, that's a valid question, and it's kind of another preference thing. Just make sure you're doing some stuff as a team. If you take towers, that's a permanent benefit. The towers aren't going to respawn, your lanes will push easier, and also you get the benefit of the tower dying, of course. If you take Baron, you get the benefits of Baron dying, like the Baron buff, so it's good if you want to plan sieges, sorry. Actually, I'm going to pause this a little bit as well, and just so I finish talking about this. And also, the reason I like getting Baron personally is because it kind of stops you throwing the game. You should take it, if you've got an option to take it or take something else. In my opinion, I like getting Baron because it means that firstly, the enemy team can't get it while it's down, and secondly, you're not going to be tempted by it later and throw when you have a worse opportunity to take it. Now I'm going to rewind this and show you. I was talking about how I'm terrible with the Righteous Glory. This is actually a time when I use it kind of nicely, and this is how you can use Righteous Glory and Gragas to initiate team fights. So we're all, pretty much all together here. and they're under tower. That's a pretty cool texture as I like zoom around and stuff. That's kind of cool on Malzahar's basic attack. They're under tower, but towers can't save you from the fat man. So, you know, I just put my Righteous Glory and run at them. Kog'Maw flashes, but we still managed to get the initiate onto Pantheon, and then we go really deep here, which is probably a bit too deep. Maybe not though. I get 2 kills here. Kog'Maw's gonna die as well. Like, we just kill all of them except Eve. I don't even know what Eve is. She's probably trying to like swoop in from behind and then just like, actually, where is Eve? Is she AFK? Nope, she's still there. She's trying to defend the tower. So yeah, she couldn't even get in position. Really easy fight for us. Hard initiation, just bullying our way through the enemy team. And looking at the timer here, this is going to be the end of the game as well. So I hope this demonstrated the power of the fat man in the jungle for you guys. He's, like I say, very powerful right now. He's a lot of fun to play. He's fairly good at all stages of the game as well. So I would definitely recommend playing Gragas if you want to pick him up. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Let me know what you think about what you thought about it. You can leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. You can subscribe to me for more educational content. You can find me on Facebook. You can stay up to date with me on Twitter as well. Catch me streaming on Twitch. All those links are in the description, guys. But yeah, most importantly, thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in my next video.